Hey everyone, so glad you're here. Today, we're tackling something every single business owner needs to know about. But honestly, it usually just leaves people scratching their heads. We're talking about demystifying the trademark process. Whether you're just getting a side hustle off the ground or you're scaling a full-time company, figuring out how to protect your brand is, well, it's absolutely crucial. So grab a pen and let's get into it.
But first, just super quickly, the lawyers want me to remind you that this explainer is strictly for general educational purposes. It's not legal, tax, or financial advice. All right, check. All right, with that out of the way, welcome back to the Business Basics Hub. This is your go-to spot for simple, no-fluff business guidance. We take all that complicated, jargon-heavy stuff and break it down so you can actually understand it and put it to work in your business right away.
So to kick things off, let me ask you something. Does registering your LLC protect your business name? I mean, most beginners will confidently say, yeah, for sure. But the reality? No, it absolutely doesn't. Think about it like this. If you open Sunrise Bakery LLC in Georgia, somebody else can just go ahead and open Sunrise Bakery in Florida or California tomorrow. Registering your LLC just gives you a state identity. It does not protect your brand nationwide. That is easily the biggest misconception out there, and it's exactly why we need to talk about trademarks today.
All right, let's start with Section 1. What is a trademark? The fingerprint of your brand. Let's define what we're actually talking about.
At its core, a trademark is just a word, a phrase, a design, or a logo that identifies exactly where a product or service comes from. Honestly, it's basically your brand's unique fingerprint. When you see that famous checkmark swoosh on a pair of sneakers, you instantly know, okay, that's Nike. Or when you see a little blue box, you just know it's Tiffany's. A trademark is the legal tool that lets you actually own that fingerprint, ensuring nobody else can use it to confuse your customers.
Now, people mix up trademarks with other things all the time, especially copyrights, so let's clear that up right now. A trademark protects your brand identity, right? Your name, your logo, your slogan. A copyright, on the other hand, protects creative expression. So things like a book you wrote, a song you recorded, or the actual artwork on your website. They do totally different jobs. You use a trademark to protect your business identity, definitely not your creative art.
Moving right along to Section 2, why trademarks matter and protecting your business equity. There's a massive, massive difference between doing nothing and officially registering your brand. In the US, you do get some basic rights just by using a name locally. You can even slap that little TM symbol next to your logo for free. But, and this is a big but, those unregistered rights are strictly limited to your local area. If you want nationwide protection across all 50 states, you've got to get a registered trademark from the federal government. Yes, it costs around $350 per category to apply, but it legally presumes you are the owner nationwide. It's a total game changer.
So the real takeaway here is that federal registration is an investment in your peace of mind. It hands you nationwide exclusive rights. It stops copycats dead in their tracks from stealing your customers. Plus, it gives you the legal right to use that powerful little R with a circle around it. If someone rips you off, you can actually take them to federal court. And honestly, maybe most importantly, if you ever decide to sell your business or bring on investors, owning your trademark legally proves that your brand has real transferable value.
Okay, on to Section 3, how to trademark your brand, a simple 6-step guide.
The government agency handling all of this is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO for short. Here is your roadmap, and we're going to walk through this together. You start by making sure a trademark is actually what you need. Then you search to see if the name is already taken. After that, you pick how you want to protect it, file your paperwork online, work with the USPTO, and finally, maintain your mark over the years. I know it sounds like a lot, but I promise it's super logical once we break it down.
So, steps 1 and 2 are really all about doing your homework before spending a dime. First, confirm you're protecting a brand identifier, not an invention, right? Because inventions get patents. Then you absolutely must search the USPTO database. Please do not skip this. Skipping the search is a huge, huge mistake. You have to look up your desired name to make sure nobody else in your industry is already using something identical or even just confusingly similar.
For step 3, you have to pick your format. The two most common are word marks and design marks. A word mark just protects the actual text of your name, regardless of the font or the color. Believe it or not, this actually gives you the broadest protection. A design mark, on the other hand, protects your specific stylized logo and graphics. The catch? If you rebrand and change your logo later, your design mark might not protect the new one. But a word mark, that protects the name no matter how you dress it up.
Also on your application, you have to declare what's called your filing basis. You basically have to tell the government, hey, I am using this brand to sell things right now, or I have a genuine intent to use this brand soon. If you're already selling, awesome. You just show them proof, like a picture of your product. If you're just planning to launch in a few months, you can still file to lock in your place in line. But you will have to prove you actually started selling things later on before they hand over that final registration.
Steps 5 and 6 kick in after you hit submit. An attorney over at the USPTO is going to review your file. If they have questions or spot an issue, they'll send you a letter, and you must reply quickly. If everything looks solid, they publish your mark for a 30-day window to see if any other businesses object. Clear that hurdle, and boom, you get your registration. But don't forget step 6, upkeep. Trademarks don't just last forever automatically. You actually have to file a renewal between your 5th and 6th year to prove you're still using it. Otherwise, the government will just cancel it.
All right, Section 4, Common Beginner Mistakes and What to Watch Out For.
First up, we've got naming mistakes. Now, what's really interesting here is that the government will straight up refuse to trademark a generic name. Seriously, if you open a cafe and try to trademark the name The Coffee Shop, you're going to get rejected. You also can't easily trademark highly descriptive names like fast delivery for a courier service. So what's the fix? Choose invented, unique, or totally arbitrary words. Think about Apple for computers, or a completely made-up word like Kodak. Those are the strongest, easiest names to trademark and protect legally.
Then we have the process mistakes. We touched on this, but skipping the database search before you file, it's literally like buying a house without an inspection. Super risky and potentially very expensive. Next, please don't fall for the myth that your state LLC registration is a trademark. It isn't. Also, be super careful to pick the correct business class in your application. Like if you sell t-shirts but accidentally register under software, your t-shirts are not protected. And finally, never miss a strict government deadline. If they ask a question and you ignore it, they'll just delete your application and keep your money. No thanks.
I want to leave you with a thought to really reflect on. The extra effort spent on developing a distinctive brand name is almost always worth the investment compared to the difficulty of protecting a descriptive one. Do the hard work up front, folks. Pick a strong, unique name and invest the time to protect it properly. Because honestly, that is exactly how you build a real, tangible business asset that's going to hold its value for years and years to come.
And that wraps up our beginner's guide to trademarking. If this explainer helped clear things up for you today, do me a favor, give it a like, and maybe share it with a friend who's starting a business too. And definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our new explainers offering simple, no-fluff business clarity.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Just a quick final reminder, this content is for general educational purposes only and it's not legal, tax, or financial advice. Laws and requirements vary a lot by state and individual situation, so definitely consider consulting a qualified professional for guidance specific to your business. See you in the next one.